Okay, thank you very much. Obviously, it is very important how we can help the success of Hungarian participants, but to able to design the right methods for helping is based on what we have done so far. Now, in very broad terms, in the FP7, which was approximately 51 billion euro, but there are different calculations, obviously. We just discussed that over lunch, whether you take it on current prices or adjusted prices. But definitely, in FP7, Hungarian participants have won over 260 million euros of support, and approximately 1,500 participants, Hungarian participants, were in grant agreements. We will see how we stand with these numbers in Europe, but the main question is that with the increased budget for Horizon 2020, which is approximately 70 billion, will the Hungarian participation increase proportionally or even more than the budget has increased? Obviously, what we would like to see is that we not just adjust for the larger budget, but we will be able to secure more funding, more success than just a simple increase in the budget of FP7. Now let's look into a short analysis of what has happened in FP7. If we look at the number of participants by member state, I think we can be quite happy. As Mr. Burcha said this morning, if we look at, but that was in the press conference, so not everyone has heard it. If we look at the glass, whether it's half full or half empty, with this one, I would say it's even little bit more than half full, because Hungary, among the new member states, is definitely on a very, very good place. If it's only Poland that was more successful, but we know that Poland has a population 4 times as big as Hungary. So we, as a number of participants, we were very active. We have heard in this morning that our success rate is at the average of the EU, not just at the average of the new member states. So from this aspect, we can be quite happy, but obviously this is the basis where we would like to achieve more from. If we look at the contribution, this is the number that was mentioned, 260 million euros, which is approximately or close to 80 billion forints. So this is a significant amount, even compared to our local R&D funding schemes. Again, this is quite good among, or very good among the new member states, and not as good compared to the EU average. And this is an interesting graph which shows how we compare to our contribution the funding what we have received. And if we look at these numbers, Hungary is actually among those countries that are not that many that have secured more funding that actually their contribution was. All in all, we can say that these numbers are at least providing the half full glass. Here we see a few more graphs about the different statistical analysis of grant agreements according to the FP7 programs. I don't want to go into these. These are quite self-explanatory graphs. Now, this is a very quick and fast analysis. We are not even at the end of FP7 fully, and obviously now we have to go and make a deeper analysis, because this is just the main figures, but we have to see the reasons, we have to see the undercurrents that can advise us how we can do better in the next program. We are working on this. I mean, the National Innovation Office, and this will be published early next year. So we want to make an in-depth analysis. This includes interviews and discussions with participants, how we can do better. What do we mean by enhancing our participation? It is not just about money. First of all, I would like to say what I said this morning to the press as well. Very often we talk about the framework program in financial terms, but this is a lot more than that. If we say that Hungarian participants got 260 million euros of funding, this doesn't describe the amount of knowledge, the amount of human contacts that we have acquired through this program. Obviously, it's hard to measure the knowledge, but if we measure it by the total amount of projects where there was Hungarian participation, because in a project, all of the knowledge belongs to all of the partners, then this means that we have acquired a lot more knowledge, experience, personal contacts than just what would be included in this financial number. But even if we make a tag on that in a financial term, this would be many times more, 5-10 times more, I don't know exactly the figure, the amount of knowledge that we could channel through FP7 into Hungarian universities, companies. So we have to look at this participation in a broader term than just the financial data. So we would like, obviously, to see more applicants. We would like to broaden the participation. This is also true internally. To the widening participation. This is a European-wide term, but I think this is a local term as well. We have to widen the participation, especially in the field of industry, SMEs, etc., where we need a lot more. And obviously, we would like to see more deeper participation where we are participants, taking up more coordinating role, and also more significant role in the individual projects. And also we would like to increase the financial term, but I said this is not the only measure. Now, what actually we can do about that? A lot has been said, even in the previous presentation, about the role of NCPs and how the Commission is helping the NCPs. Most of the NCPs, or a very large part of the NCPs, is from our office. We have NCPs from other institutions, and we would like everyone in the community, in the R&D and innovation community, to use more this very valuable resource. We have very capable people. You can see their affiliations in one of the leaflets what we have produced, who are there to help the participants in every possible manner. So it's not just a source of information, it can be a much deeper cooperation with the NCPs than just getting information. Most of the information is available anyhow on different websites, so it is much more their knowledge, their experience, their help in actually preparing the applications. We would like to see the program committee members are also a very important resource on one hand, and also a way of a communication channel in the other way around, so that your requirements, your observations, your priorities can be channeled to the Commission work, where these program details are being elaborated. We would like to see much more expert evaluator from Hungary than we have currently. The evaluators are not there to help Hungarians, obviously, but they can be also a very valuable resource for the Hungarian community. Their experience is invaluable. We had organized already a few meetings. It is very important to listen to them. And it's also very important to have the courage, to have the stamina to participate in these applications. So I encourage everyone who is experienced, who has a valuable track record, to go for it, to have the courage to try it. We are going to organize a number of trainings dedicated to the, this I have already covered, so we'll go ahead. We are creating a number of programs, local programs that are going to help. This is Prezi. It's very easy to go around, as you can see. So we are going to organize a number of events. So this is just the startup, the kickoff event for preparing ourselves for Horizon 2020. We will have regional events, and we are going to have even funding for consortium building activities. We are also working together with the Ministry of National Economy currently on the different operative programs from the structural funds, and these programs, together with the local funding program of the Research and Innovation Fund, have to be synchronized with the Horizon 2020. So we see this as an important opportunity to utilize the synergies between the different programs. And there is also an important news in that yesterday the Parliament has voted and accepted that the Research and Technological Innovation Fund, which is a local Hungarian fund, will be managed by the Ministry of National Economy, which will ensure a much stronger synergy between the different programs, between Horizon 2020, between the operative programs that will be also managed by the respective ministries, and the Research and Technological Innovation Fund. With this setup, the synergies will be much better utilized than it was in the last period. And last but not least, there is a very important resource that some of you might know about, but it is not as well known as it should be. That we have now 3 science and technological attachés in Brussels. We used to have only 1. Some of them are here, right? Agi, who is the veteran, despite her young age, in this work, and I know one of the 2 others are not here at the moment. They are also ready to help you in both directions. So please get to know them. It's worth to know them because they are very excellent experts in their fields, and also use their knowledge, their resources, their connections in gathering information, in getting the first-hand and close connections what they have in Brussels. And I mentioned already the expert evaluator's role, and here is now a new call for the expert evaluators. So please, those who feel that they have the experience and have the knowledge, don't be shy, try it. Yeah, this is the events, what we are going to have. There are already two dates for Debrecen and Miskolc, and then there are some more coming. And we are starting new websites, obviously not repeating the information that is available on the Commission website or on our existing Innovation Office website, but this is to communicate the information that is otherwise not available, and also to have some interaction. So we would like these websites to serve as an interactive forum for exchanging the most valuable asset, the information. And hopefully all this will help us to put, instead of the question mark, what was on the first slide, where we will be in 2020 at this time, it will put a proportionally larger number than what we have seen at the end of this year. So, but this is obviously all depends on a joint effort together, the government side, and the most important, the people in the research and innovation community. So thank you very much for your attention, and hope to see a lot of success. The break or question time? Question time.
Thank you. It's question time now.
Question time. Before the question time, because I will have no more opportunity for that, I would just like to say a sentence to thank Sonja Csuszty and her team for organizing this event. It was a tremendous amount of work, and really they deserve a clap as well from you.